and Jason quietly got back into the car. For several minutes, neither of them said a single word. The streets of New York were full of people, laughing, shopping, and enjoying their evening, but inside that car, everything felt empty. Jason glanced at John. John, are you okay? John kept staring out of the window. No, I just lost the only person I ever wanted. Jason tried to comfort him. You don't know the whole truth yet. John slowly shook his head. I don't need another explanation. I saw her engagement with my own eyes. I was already too late. The car stopped at a red light. John looked down at the bouquet. The ribbon, still red. For my Lara. A tear rolled down his cheek. He opened the car door, walked a few steps toward a trash bin, held the flowers tightly for one last moment, then quietly dropped them inside. Without looking back, he returned to the car. Jason watched everything in silence. He didn't say a single word, because sometimes a broken heart needs silence more than advice. The car slowly drove away through the busy streets of New York, while neither of them knew that Lara was crying alone inside her room, believing John had already forgotten her. The rain poured endlessly over New York City. Dark clouds covered the sky, and the streets shimmered beneath the yellow city lights. People hurried home with umbrellas in their hands. Couples laughed together. Parents held their children's hands. Taxis rushed through the flooded roads. But at a lonely bus stop, John sat completely still. His clothes were soaked. Rainwater dripped from his hair. Yet he never moved. Because the storm inside his heart was far heavier than the storm above his head. He whispered to himself, "Why, Lara, why did you give up on us so easily? Was our love really that easy to forget?" His eyes slowly closed. Suddenly, memories began flashing through his mind. Lara laughing in the college hallway. The two of them sharing lunch under a tree, studying together before exams, walking home while arguing over silly little things, only to laugh again seconds later. Those beautiful memories kept replaying again and again. At that exact same moment across the city, Lara sat alone beside her bedroom window. Rain tapped softly against the glass. She held John's old message open on her phone. Tears rolled silently down her face. She remembered every moment how John carried her books, how he skipped his own meals just to buy her favorite coffee, how he always walked on the roadside so she would stay safe. She whispered, "Where are you now, John? Have you eaten? Are you okay?" Then the narrator says, "The way you deeply miss someone, there's a chance they're remembering you just as intensely." Sometimes two hearts cry at the same moment, separated only by silence. Lara wiped away her tears. She looked toward the family photo hanging on the wall. She remembered the promise she'd made to protect her father's honor. She wasn't choosing another man because she had stopped loving John. She was sacrificing her own happiness for her family. Back outside, the rain continued to fall. John still hadn't moved from the bus stop. The rain continued to pour over New York. The streets had almost emptied. Cars rushed past, splashing water onto the sidewalks. But John was still sitting alone at the bus stop. His shirt clung to his body. His hands were freezing. Yet he didn't seem to notice. His eyes were fixed on the rain, as if every drop carried another memory of Lara. Minutes turned into hours. He never moved. Across the city, Lara was standing beside her bedroom window. She gently rested her forehead against the cold glass. The rain outside looked exactly like the tears she could no longer hide. She slowly unlocked her phone. John's messages were still there. Every single one had been read. None had been answered. She whispered softly, "I'm sorry, John. I wish you knew the truth." Another tear rolled down her face. She wasn't rejecting the man she loved. She was sacrificing the future she had dreamed of for the family she could never abandon. Sometimes the human mind works in mysterious ways. when you truly miss someone with all your heart, there's a chance they're thinking about you at that exact same moment. Two people can be separated by distance, yet connected by the same memory, the same pain, and the same silent tears. Neither John nor Lara knew that while one was crying beneath the rain on, the other was crying behind a closed window. Meanwhile, Jason was driving home when his phone suddenly rang. He looked at the screen. It wasn't his phone, it was John's. John had accidentally left his phone inside the car. The caller ID read, "Mom Jason," answered immediately. "Hello?" A worried voice came from the other side. "Beta, who is this?" Jason replied politely. "Ma'am, my name is Jason. I'm John's friend. He accidentally left his phone in my car." There was a brief silence. Then she asked nervously, "Beta, where's John? He still hasn't come home. I've been calling him for so long." Jason looked through the windshield. He remembered exactly where he had dropped John off. He knew John was heartbroken, but he didn't want his mother to panic. So he answered calmly, "Don't worry, ma'am. He's with me. He stepped out for a few minutes. We'll be home soon." His mother took a deep breath. "Please bring him home safely. It's raining so heavily. I'm worried about my son." Jason smiled gently. "I promise I'll bring him home." After hanging up, Jason immediately made a U-turn. His heart told him John was still sitting exactly where he had left him, and somehow his heart was right. Through the heavy rain, Jason spotted the lonely bus stop. John was still there, completely soaked, completely broken. Jason parked the car and quickly ran toward him. "John, what are you doing? Your mom is worried, sick." John slowly looked up. His eyes were red from crying. "I wasn't ready to go home." Jason gently placed his hand on John's shoulder. "Come on, let's get you out of this rain." John stood up without saying a word. His clothes were dripping with water. On the way home, Jason suddenly pulled the car into a shopping mall parking lot. John looked at him in confusion. "What are we doing here?" Jason smiled. "You're not going home dressed like this. Your mother will worry even more." John shook his head. "I don't have money for new clothes." Jason laughed softly. "Who said anything about money? This isn't charity. It's what friends do. One day, when you're successful, you can buy me dinner. Today, let me do this for you." John looked at Jason for a long moment, then, for the first time that day, a small smile appeared on his face. Sometimes, a true friend doesn't erase your pain. He simply reminds you that you don't have to carry it alone.
Jason parked outside a luxury clothing store. John looked at him in confusion. "Jason, why are we here?" Jason smiled. "Because you're not going home looking like this." John looked down at his soaked clothes. "I'm fine." Jason laughed. "No, you're not. And if your mom sees you like this, she'll worry all night." John sighed. "I don't have money for new clothes." Jason gently shook his head. "I didn't ask if you had money. I asked if you trusted me." John stayed silent. Jason smiled. "Come on. Best friends don't keep score. They simply show up." A few minutes later, John walked out wearing a clean navy blue jacket, a white shirt, and dark jeans. Jason looked at him and smiled. "There he is. My best friend is back." For the first time that day, John smiled, a real smile, but only for a second. Jason noticed it disappear again. "You're still thinking about Lara, aren't you?" John quietly nodded. "I don't know how to stop." Jason placed a hand on his shoulder. "Then let's not go home yet. Let's get some coffee." A warm coffee shop welcomed them inside, while heavy rain continued outside. They sat beside the window. Steam slowly rose from their coffee cups for several minutes. Neither of them spoke. Finally, Jason broke the silence. "John, are you okay?" John looked outside at the rain. "No. I just want to go home. I miss my mom. Whenever my life falls apart, she's the only person who makes me feel safe." Jason smiled. "Then let's go. She's waiting for you." A few minutes later, Jason parked outside John's house. The front door suddenly opened. John's mother ran outside without even grabbing an umbrella. She wrapped her arms tightly around John. "My son, where have you been? I couldn't even eat. I kept looking at the door, hoping you'd walk through it." John hugged her back. "I'm sorry, Mom. You shouldn't skip your meals because of me. If you get sick, I won't forgive myself." His mother smiled through her tears. "I already feel better." "You're finally home." John gently turned toward Jason. "Mom, this is Jason, my best friend." She walked over and warmly shook Jason's hand. "Thank you for bringing my son home safely." Jason smiled politely. "It's an honor to meet you, Mom." She laughed softly. "Enough standing outside. It's freezing. Come inside. You boys need a hot meal." The three of them sat around the small dinner table. John's mother served warm homemade food. Jason took his first bite, then suddenly stopped. His eyes slowly filled with tears. John noticed immediately. "Jason, what happened?" John's mother looked at him with concern. "My dear, is everything all right?" Jason lowered his head. "This food, it tastes exactly like my mother's cooking." A tear rolled down his cheek. "I lost my mom years ago. Now it's just my father, my little sister, and me. My dad owns a large business. We have everything money can buy, but I'd give it all away just to hear my mom call my name one more time." The room became completely silent. John's mother slowly reached across the table, placed her hand gently on Jason's shoulder, and smiled with the kindness only a mother could give. "My son, one day every soul leaves this world, but a mother's love never does. If you ever miss your mother, you are always welcome in this house, and if it makes your heart a little lighter, you can call me Mom too." Jason looked into her eyes. For the first time in years, he felt something he thought he had lost forever. A mother's warmth, a small smile appeared on his face as tears quietly rolled down his cheeks.